All right, welcome to the stream, everybody. The podcast. Here with Soul Star and Tubby today. You guys say hi.
Hello.
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 I was about to say, Star, you shy?
Bro, first off, I'm probably like the least shy person here, honestly.
Yeah.
Why is there smoke coming up in your room, Star?
You say milk?
Why is there smoke coming up in your room?
All right. Anyway, today on the podcast, we're gonna really focus on some maps, and then we might get into a bit of how the campaign is going for us. So we're gonna start some maps. Gonna switch the scene here. You guys aren't gonna see this fancy Soul Star Tubby rocket thing, because we're gonna show strat sketch. So we start off with Mountain Pass here, and each of us have different colors for our pingers. Mine is blue. I think Star is purple, Tubby is hot pink, and Soul is, I don't remember what color, but
I'm orange.
there you go, he's orange. What? Okay, signing your name on it? Alright. Anyway, we're gonna get into the map. I have some things to say about the south of this map, but what are you guys' opinions on the map?
Well, I haven't played Clan Wars in a while, so this is going to go off from the few games of refreshers and just from past experiences. I don't know if anything's changed, but in random battles, if you're whatever tier, if you're pushing down this side, hopefully you get here, not get shot from this. Hopefully there's people actually here defending. And this corner's like really awkward because you got like T67s invisible, and then like no one wants to push up, and you happen to be in a medium tank, and that's not going to go well. And so like nothing happens, and then like your team loses, and then it's over, you die. So that's that side of the map, and this side of the map is oh, ooh, who's there? Who's looking at me? Oh my god! And then it's like, oh, do we have enough people? Are they pushing this side? Blah blah blah. So either way you go, the usual, oh, inch by inch, oh, look, I got destroyed here by artillery, and then I had to do a bunch of side scraping while my team dies on the side of the map, and then I have to go back to base and then get killed as I cross, and then the match is over. So,
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good take. So what what do you got on this?
I just got out of a Clan Wars campaign day today, and I found some interesting. This is the first day that we had played this map, and I found some interesting things about it. I gotta quit Minecraft real quick because it's not letting me see the like Discord.
Imagine
But-
playing Minecraft while we're
Imagine
trying to do the
playing
podcast, dude.
Imagine.
But no, I was playing it right before. But something that I like, so I played this map 4 times in a row against 4 different clans tonight, and something I realized was every single clan, one of them was Reddit and the other was Rel 2, I think. They all camped in these two right here because nobody wanted to push out. And I feel like the map in like Clan Wars is so cancer because like if you push like one side, you can't really help. Like if you were to push this side or whatever and they were to push this side, it just takes too long to rotate back around. And so everybody's forced kind of just camping back onto here and like up to here or whatever from this side, and like maybe up to here and like to here or something like that. And you are basically just forced into out shit camping each other, and whoever wants to win more has to push into you camping and typically loses.
right.
So it's kind of painful. I don't
So
really
that's why
like
I'm
it.
surprised Rocket didn't start talking first, because whenever we did Clan Wars and with his in Pubby and he was the leader, we would camp it up here and wait till they come in and run down on them, or you do some campy stuff there, or campy stuff here. And if you're the unlucky one who's attacking that turn, then you got to do this slog fest, which isn't very fun either. So just like you said, that's really all you do on this map, because everything else is not fun, nor does it go well. So.
Yep. Star, what do you say? What do you think? What's your opinion?
Bro, I think, alright, straight up, this map is doggy, bro. It's trash, man. You playing pubs, like, you got a stupid, you got a stupid tank sitting here, man. You got a stupid tank sitting here just shooting each other. And, like, heavies need to come down here to play, but, like, if you cross this, you die. So all the heavies are forced to go here, and people just sit here and bleed from this.
Yep.
And then, like, every tank sets up here, or they set up here, and it's whoever's not stupid and crosses gets shot, I think it's just bad. I think Clan Wars, like you guys are saying, like, if you're on this side, you just camp.
And I
Like,
think the mentality of the players, from what I just saw and what I read on the Reddit, is definitely changing in that regard. People are complaining about 15 or like couple minute victories, 15 to ones or 15, 15 O's. And people seem to be hurting up a whole lot more and just pushing one side because they're tired of the slugfest. They just want to get in, they want to shoot stuff, they want to have a good time, and so they're all grouping up and just pushing one flank a whole lot more, it seems like, than they used to. No one wants to split anymore because it's either cancer, or you just have one giant cancer. And this one giant cancer is a lot more fun to be on in the cancer itself instead of whatever this is over here. And so
yeah,
then you have these awkward games where 5 tanks went over here to try to do what you're supposed to do, air quotes, and everyone else is like, fuck that, we're gonna go this way. And it's like, oh well shit. So and that's what's happening now in random battles a lot more, it seems like. People are just tired of the way the game is supposed to, air quotes, supposed to be played, and are like, fuck this bullshit, let's just go here. Because they have already, I ain't waiting, go, 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 let's shoot some shit. Like, there's no point sitting on my corner trying to angle shots and reflect and play the little mini game. Let's just go into them, you know. And sometimes, like, no one wants to do that anymore.
imagine not having Artie.
Yeah, exactly. These days, Artie every game. Artie every game. It's a celebration when you don't get Artie, but then you usually don't get light tanks either. So
Yeah, but like with Clan Wars, you just camp this. Like this is all just campy side. And like Tubby said, like used to when I was like in Raleigh, we'd put people up here and just like retard push down. But most of the time, people here just attack, and this is a campy side, so it's just a bad map. I don't know why they still have it. Like,
yeah, the design for it is bad for pubs. It's really campy on Clan Wars. Like it's literally the most camped map in the game. I'm pretty sure.
exactly.
Yeah, and like my big gripe about it on this map is the south. The south is really, really poorly designed. The north has so many more advantages in pub matches over the south. Like this right here, crossing this is death, right? Because they can get a light tank up here into this bush, and he can spot all the way across, right? We can't do the same thing over here. There's not good bushes to do that. And if you get a light tank into here, well, he can't spot past this, right? He can't even spot deep enough to spot them crossing, right?
Yeah.
So what it turns into is you have a light tank going into here, everything's spotted over here, and this is not deep enough to hide your hole, right? Or tanks with like weak turrets, they just get penned. I got deleted in a T-57 Heavy when I was trying to 3-mark it, dude. Like, I came up over here, and I got to here, and I died. Because, literally, our side can't spot this unless we YOLO a light tank down in. And who's gonna YOLO a light tank down in when they're gonna get demolished? Like, it's not even worth it at that point. This needs to be changed. This needs to be deeper, because literally our side is the only side that has it. Like south is the only side that has that. North doesn't have anything like that. You can get by this completely unspotted.
And I think that is a great segue into our next topic, because I think all of us did a great job of painting the overall picture, and everyone can extrapolate the different types of what could happen when we do this or that. So everyone gets what happens on this map, and then just uniqueness afterwards. Let's talk about the individual maps themselves, and this the possibility for fun that they always slowly eventually took away. And in particular, this right here. Remember when you could get up here effectively and relatively easily, and there were some other unique spots like over here or maybe up over here, and they slowly destroyed those with their ice rocks and then blocking the passes? If you
I
could
remember.
get a light tank up here, that would be cool. If you could go up here, that would be cool. And that would add some, unique gameplay. Maybe make it worthwhile having a couple people over here instead of everyone doing the thing they're doing now. And that'd be a great way to counter these positions by having teamwork and unique ideas of, oh, let's push a light tank up here, have them spot this area, blah blah blah. But no, instead, let's just water it down and make everyone go the same way every time, which is what they're doing. Everyone just goes the same way every time instead of
Yeah,
doing all the other unique stuff. And that's going to be the same thing on every map, where we can point out what used to be fun and what's no longer fun, because they don't want you to have that.
yeah. The thing about the climbs also is they took a good bit of skill to actually do, right? And I think if it's not completely game breaking, then they should keep them in. But like they took all the fun out of the game by removing all of the climbs. Like there's literally none that you can do anymore. It's all invisible walls, or it's all rocks that you can't get up anymore. And I don't know, like you used to be able to climb up this. Like you used to be able to go up here, get shots down into this and all this. I mean, that admittedly is pretty
Not that one.
game breaking itself, because only if you're coming from this side can you do it. From this side, you used to be able to get up into here, but it's not as good as getting up into here. So, like, I can understand them taking this one out because it's kind of game breaking, but like this really wasn't. Getting up into here really wasn't. You could even get up to here at some points. I think you could actually still do this climb to get up onto the back of this. I think you can still do that. But like yeah, you used to be able to get up here and it used to be pretty fun. Getting up here was pretty fun. You used to be able to get up here somewhat. That wasn't really breaking. You could get shot out of there pretty easily.
Right. And those kinds of things were very unique ways and cool ways for bad clans to come up with a good way to counter the better clans. Like I know our brains would always go to that when we were in clan wars against Mahu when they were, the number one. Like, oh yeah, we're coming up against G or whatever. Let's pull out the meme straps. What do we got? Okay, the meme strap on this plan is to do something here, put someone there, because they aren't going to do it. They're going to do their, Russian medium tanks over here and just destroy us. But to counter that and make it as difficult as possible, we should take advantage of this instead because they don't take the time to learn those things. Whereas us, we're in training rooms 24/7, messing around because we aren't those type of players yet, where we have to do those things, and that makes a great counter back and forth, allowing diversity, and it's just there's no more all their talk of diverse gameplay and all these wonderful mechanics, but yet here they are stripping it down to bare bones. And that's why everyone's just whacks their head against a brick wall, quite literally going this way, all in one herd or something.
Yeah,
They just want to
exactly.
get it over with. They just want to get out of the game as fast
Yeah,
as possible.
I don't really have fun in pubs as like I used to anymore. Like I'm at the point in my World of Tanks career, like I know when I have a bad game, and really anything under 2k damage is a bad game. And like I don't know. In this map, what I usually do is when I spawn on this side, I just push down the bridge if I'm a fast enough tank, and I get to over here because that lets me farm this corner, and it also lets me farm over here if it gets pushed. But you also have shots back onto this, so like it's really the most dynamic area
It
that
is.
you could play from over here.
Yeah, I do like to control that spot if possible. If there's no one over here, or if they're easy to defeat, then also like contain that. It is a good spot to shoot down onto people in this area because they do get stuck here. So yeah, I do like to go there and get the damage. You're right, that is one of the better spots on the map, but it's also in the most awkward spot at the same time, like kind of like we discussed earlier with everything else going on. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know where you want to take this conversation because I don't know all the recent happenings, but I can do a lot of overall color pictures. I can paint a World of Tanks out of the, playing since 2011. Things I can go down, which is kind of where you were going with those remarks there. I don't know if we want to go that route because things are going to get a little deep and emotional and weird. Instead of we're going to end up straying away from maps permanently at that point because I have a lot to say on that regard. So if you want to keep doing maps, I would say if everyone else agrees, because I don't want to be the only one talking, because I have a lot to say on World of Tanks.
Yeah, yeah,
I think we can go on to another map because we could blow through these. Because we just got to paint that overall picture of this is what you expect, this is what you see all the time. Boom, next one. We could
yeah.
do a lot of maps if that's what you want to
Exactly.
do.
I'm trying to set up the overlay right now so people
Correct,
can
kid.
see who's talking and whatnot, and I cannot figure it out because this is a browser and it usually doesn't go over the browser. So if anybody knows and they can tell me in chat, appreciate it. Hey Jaegerwolf, thanks for the follow.
Is that it? Next map? Because this one's trash.
Yeah, hold
Yeah,
up. Once I get the overlay figured out, we'll
Oh, come on, Rocket.
we could just go alphabetically because there's stuff to say on every single map. I'm quite sure. Even Himmelsdorf, there's stuff to complain about.
Oh, Jaegerwolf is Atlas. I know him, yeah. I was like, that name sounds familiar.
Do I?
And didn't this was like a newer change to the map? This little pocket here. This is always not used to be there. That was new, wasn't it?
Where? Hold up.
This little pocket here with the rock. Didn't they add
Yeah,
that like a while back?
it's a newer thing.
Like why? Okay, so we're gonna do this, but what?
Yeah, they
this,
changed
this,
the
this
map.
is all you're gonna do.
They changed the map a bit. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the overlay. I don't know why it's. It's under game settings, so I think I have to be in a game for it to actually work. I'm not actually sure.
And then we also talked about how it's a very campy map. but also how we never really talked about how difficult, at least it was in the past. I don't know if it improved, how difficult it was for Artie to be in useful positions to hit where they need to hit, especially over here effectively and over here. I mean, we all hate artillery, but in Clan Wars, right, we want Artie to break the camp, but then there's also no good spot for them to go unless
Get
they have to
wrecked,
really
kid.
push far up, like over here to get inside of this or something. So, I mean, there's that as well. It's like, oh, you make this really campy map, fine, but then it's also really bad against Artie. It's like, what do you want from us?
Do any of you guys know how to get the overlay working?
No,
I have
No?
no idea. Are you talking
That's
about?
rude. The Discord overlay, yeah.
Okay. Not really know. Off the top of my head.
That's a rip.
Like, do you have it turned on?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's not even working in game either. So like, I don't know.
Yeah. It sometimes will just break. Actually, you have to add the process to it through settings. Like, you have to go to overlay and then or is it
Go to overlay and what?
it's in settings, but is it in it's in game activity. Go to game activity and then you can add whatever you want it to run over to there and then turn overlay on through that. For some reason it's in game activity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even though
see.
that's supposed to be the section for like what it shows you're playing, for some reason the overlay is there too.
Okay, hold up. Let's see if it'll
Weird.
let me do it for my actual like browser. Oh. Last I did 2 years ago. What the hell? Why is it going back that far? Sorry, guys. We'll do.
No, it's okay.
It'll work eventually.
I have another good thing to bring up here. So the climbs you were talking about and how those are fun. If those were part of the game, they left those alone. This community, this is another broad spectrum we're talking about. This community is in constant turmoil with itself. Do its focus on stats. Everyone's at each other's throats. Everyone hates each other. Everyone hates themselves for playing the damn game. These spots, these positions would allow people to have something to bond over and work together on. There's no teamwork in this game. You use your teammates as a shield to farm damage. And once you learn that's what you have to do to be good, everyone gets quickly put into that mindset. So very few times do bad players and new players stay with, hey, well, I want to play and fight with my team. You need to realize you need to abandon your team. Your team is there for you to make money.
Yeah.
You're not meant to play with your team. But if they have these positions where you have to work together with strangers to get someone into that spot for the benefit of the team or just for the sake of it, it would be a way for people to bond together. Good players and bad players. They see the good player wants to get to this overpowered spot, the bad player can push the good player up there, and now they have something to bond over. Now they don't hate each other because he's a bad player. Now the good player who just got farmed 5,000 damage can thank the bad player who was in the moss and had enough engine power to actually push him up there and is not mad that he dies doing only 1,000 damage because he was able to do 6,000 or whatever. There's nothing like this in this game. There's no teamwork. There's no bonding. It's all hate. It's all pain and misery because the game isn't fun, and the only thing you're here to do is farm your stats. And they refuse to get rid of the stats aspect, and they refuse to improve the fun. So then it's just a wasteland of depression. And that's why all the experienced players don't play this game anymore because they dealt with that too long. And all the new players are just starting to realize that, and they're going to be just like us too. It's in constant turmoil. And that's why you see all these half-hearted efforts for them to bring people back. Be like, oh look, we're improving, but it's not actually the improvements that are needed because they don't know what to do and they don't care.
Yeah. Hold up. I'm doing
Because you
something in
can't have a
Photoshop.
game last this long and tell me that you don't understand what the issues are, and we've been saying them for this long. So they created the issues on purpose, and they either don't want to put the effort in to change them because it's just too much work and they make too much money to bother, or they really wanted the issues to be there to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's why you see them taking stuff from mods now and putting it into the game. Oh, look, we're adding content, we're improving. It's like, no, you're not. You're taking something that existed and like you're just copy and pasting. Like, oh, it took you 2 seconds. Now you can say you did something. That's what wargaming's always done.
Mm-hmm.
And there's tons of backstabs, tons of betrayals to go through over the years. Perfect examples of that. Another one off the top of my head is the T-34-3, when it used to be in the tech tree store available for purchase, and they took it out so they could sell it back as a special tank for more money than what it was. Yeah, really creative. That's the kind of creativity they have, not the other way around. So, where we need it. So things like that. And that's part of the reason why the game is, dying. Like back in the day, there used to be so many more people in training rooms. And now when I play training rooms before when I quit and back when I came back, there's significantly less people, less training rooms open, less people in general playing them at all hours of the day. There used to be training rooms all the time with, 3 or 4 rooms full max and people waiting to get in. And now there's like nobody around. So I mean, probably because the maps aren't fun to mess around on, because that's what you do in training rooms. You mess around in the maps, in the rooms, and all the old guard people used to be there for the community aspect and hanging out with each other. I mean, all of them are gone, and then the new people, I don't know if they're even bonding like that because there's really no one around to bond with because everyone's gone. So, I mean, that's trickling into there. And the training room spot, I mean, let's not forget, I mean, this seems like an insignificant thing to bring up, but the training rooms is actually where they got historical battles from. People were in there making their own historical battles, and they thought to add it as a game mode the one time they thought about being, doing something with the community and being creative like that. And they took it away, of course, it was too much effort to upkeep. But I mean, that is actually a spot to breed fun and ingenuity into the game because that's where the people who care about the game, are the people wasting their time in training rooms because they don't feel like playing randoms at the moment, but they don't want to get off the game because they like the game. They're the ones who care, the ones who are spending the money, who wanna invest the time, invest the money, and they're betraying them, and now they're all leaving, and there's no one left who gives a damn.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff they could do to fix the game. They just haven't done yet. And they could change. Also, I made something that'll help us here so people can see who's talking. So I'll get this all set up in a second. As soon as It looks a bit weird right now. Just go with it, trust me. Hold up, let me see what's on this scene. I'll go to my Discord. Yeah, I know it looks all weird. There you go, that looks better. What is this? Which one is this? This is Window Capture 2. Okay, so we go to Window Capture 2, we turn it on. Okay, well it hasn't come up. Okay. Properties. Capture specific window. I'm sorry guys if it's taking so long.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's good to figure this out eventually going forward.
It's not showing up. Oh, it's because that's game capture. Rep, wrong one. Okay, window capture 2. There it is. Properties. Okay, it's capturing the right one. We just need to do move it up like that. Change the size. Capture 3. Make this smaller.
But like I mentioned with the climbs, that's one way to give this game a sense of community and bonding. And the training room is another place to go and get that sense of community and bonding because those people looking for that. There's no other place to find that kind of sense of bonding. Another good point is because there's no game modes other than random battles. They refuse to have what you mentioned in one of the other streams I listened to, which is another thing I wanted to touch on is again on my own part of that, is they refuse to have a game mode in there that's just for fun that you can just go and play and mess around on and have a good time. And that would be a way, again, for bonding to happen. The only other place to go and get that, because there's no way to do that in random battles, of course, is in training rooms. And training rooms are suffering from the same things, obviously, because it's part of the game that the game suffers from. And so the people looking for it look and look and look and never comes, they leave, and the cycle just continues. So the people who want to stay and actually help the game grow and build that kind of community aren't there to do it. There's no way to do it. Now, this is a multiplayer game meant based around PvP, right? And so you're meant to fight each other. You're meant to kind of hate the enemy, meant to fight the enemy. Um, and because this game is based upon skills and being the best you can be, you're not going to play lightheartedly and play casual. You're going to play to win. It's kind of hard to separate those two things. That's going to be a whole nother theory topic. And so you have to find a way to give places where you can go and play the game and not have to worry about that. So, like that soccer game mode that they had a while back, they probably brought it back some other times. You
Get
could play
wrecked,
an
kid.
E100, the T62A, and knock the soccer ball, and that was kind of fun. You You could have a game mode like that in there. I mean, there's tons of little game modes you could take off or steal from other games and have in there that you could play together and just hang out and actually get some credits or something or whatever. They just don't want to do it. And you're telling me after all this time they can't just have another game mode in there? Like that didn't cross their mind? That somehow is a bad idea? Like, no. This lack of coming together and this constant tearing apart chases away people who would actually contribute to the game and then keeps it in the state that it's in. Because the only people who are left are people who have the stats and are in the clans and can get the tanks and rewards easily and then can, do well in the matches. It's not as painful for them because they're in the top 1% there. Unlike everyone else who, has to go through all that struggle because it isn't as easy for them. So they're going to stay, of course, but eventually they'll probably get bored and leave. I mean, I think a lot of people have. And then everyone else, they have to suffer through getting farmed by them, and they just quit playing. So it's just a constant cycle tearing each other apart, itself apart. That could easily start to be remedied at some point. But I mean, how much longer does this game have? I don't know. Tons of other things to talk about. But anyways, anyone has any comments on that?
Well, I mean, you're hitting on the nose. The game really could use a lot of fun aspects, and they're just not here anymore. So, like,
We need to add a
honestly,
realistic mode. I think that would be good.
yeah, honestly, there's things that they could do to the game. I think we've gotten into it in a past podcast, but like, you just make arty PVE grind only. Like, let's be honest, PVE grind. They could add it to the game. They have PVE game modes. They know how to do it. And they also just need to make game modes come on rotation, not just like on special events. Just have game modes that are there on rotation.
Yeah, I forgot. I brought up that PvE stuff, PvP. I meant to go into PvE part of it. Yeah, they could easily put some type of PvE game mode in where you just fight AI or zombies. Maybe just have a zombie game. They kind of teased that back in the day during the Halloween stuff. They could literally just have a game mode where it's like Himmelsdorf, zombies spawn out of random places, and you just run them over in your tank for fun and watch the gore and guts splatter all over the place. Why not?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And you could just hang out, talk shit, hang out with people, voice chat, and just run over zombies. And I don't know, do some cool other things in there. Why not?
Yep.
Easy.
All right. Well, now I got everything set up. It should actually be able to see who's talking now and everything. But yeah. How about we go to the next map? So, what map do you guys want to discuss next?
We could talk about Malinovka, right? That's another one everyone hates.
Hmm.
Campanovka. I don't know.
I mean, I think Soul wanted to do Westfield.
I just said Westfield for the hell of it, honestly.
We could do all of them, really. Just go alphabetically. There's stuff to say about every one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll go to Abby.
Yikes.
Okay, there you go.
That's some
Yeah.
Abby.
Abby, bro. Abby.
Yeah, it's heavy. So off the top of my head, what I remember is you go over here, you put some people here, you'll watch this, maybe get somebody over here or down in here to make sure no one takes the cap, and you just fight on the side of the map, really. And then maybe a few times this works, taking the base, and then some stuff goes on in here, but really this is it. This is the bread and butter. Heavy tank power. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the map in Clan Wars, at least. And then random battles, it's, do I really have to go here? Oh, there's a TD, I'm dead. Oh, our light tank got blown up by an FV. I'm just going to go back. You go here, you shoot a few things, take 500 damage in return, and then go back. And then you have like a TDC hero game, and then you kind of fight over here unreluctantly, fight over here reluctantly, and then somebody wins somewhere eventually. And that's how it's played in randoms.
Yeah, I mean, the most interesting part about this to me when I play it is just I like to play mid, like anywhere around this area. If I can get up in, that's good. Like playing in here or coming all the way down and getting in this little cubby and shooting anything that's like camping in here or backs up over to here. I mean, that's really the most fun part about this map is just the middle. Playing
Yeah.
over here is kind of boring. It's kind of more the usual. If you want to get a good damage farm, you can go over here. But then again, if your team's not good, you're not going to get a lot of damage farm. So
Hey, wake up.
I enjoyed the side of the map,
You were
trying to
moved.
run in here. And the fights over here I think are a lot more fun sometimes I think than over here, but when this works, it's great, and when pushing up through all this works, it's great as well. But I mean, how often does that happen? Playing the middle definitely has most of the variety, and I also do enjoy these positions, shooting these guys, and do whatever you can do in the middle, for sure, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think, Soul and Star?
I don't know. Usually I either play like it depends on my tank, but I play mid a lot, and then I like playing this side. Like usually you get a bunch of like shitty tank destroyers back here,
Yep.
and then every now and then you get that one dumb heavy that just pushes down. So you like set up here and you just farm this, and then you can just push in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like winning this side. I think if
I
you
do
win
too.
this side, then you can shoot that, and then you focus on mid. So I feel like this side you just
It's
kind of
more stalematy, yeah.
yeah.
I agree. I like the other
Here.
side because of that. Yeah.
Like I think if you win this side, then you can win base. But this side, you still have to like push out, and you get farmed from here. And if you push out here, you get farmed from here and here. So
Yeah, so
I don't.
really, what you do in Clan Wars a lot on this map is you just go and you take this, right? Because you gotta go up into here, you take this, you make sure there's nothing down here, you make sure that this is clear, because then once you know that this is clear, you can leave something to monitor it, but you can pretty much bring your rest of your stuff back for cap defense, or push through.
Are the climbs still a thing for this area back here?
No, they're all gone.
Okay. See, there you go.
Yeah, they
The
took
climbs.
this one out, they took this one out, they took, I think there was one you can get up on here, they took that out.
There's one over here too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, they took this one out, this is gone.
See, that stuff is.
Yeah,
I remember-
exactly. It's
At least you can still go here. Yay.
Yeah. I don't know. Can you still go there?
I hope
you
so.
can
I
get
hope
up
so.
there, but it's tough.
I remember I used to sit back there like Artie all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then light tanks used to get up here, and you just peek this and spot all of this, dude. It's nutty.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, the thing about this map is mid is important, but you don't need to control it to win. Having control over it's nice, but like if you control this side of the map or you control this side of the map and you have some stuff in your base, you'll be fine. Like controlling the mid really isn't that big. Like especially if you control this side of the map, you can counter shoot into mid. So it's not as big of a deal. You can even shoot back onto the cap over here from here, where you can't shoot
Mhm.
into the cap from here. Like you can't shoot at this cap from over here.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. This map is kind of just.
Well, I mean that's what I was trying to aim for. I mean, we covered the overalls, and if we all agree, we can go on to the next one. Just keep doing that, and we can blow through all of them. Really, I think. Because I don't think World Tanks has that many maps, but
It has a
Love to
lot.
know.
They're adding 5 more, I think.
One thing I really hate about like how Matchmaker works is I understand that like Matchmaker tries to put the same tanks together with each other and it does a relatively good job of it, but if you're playing on Abby, for example, like the mid is good early game if you can win it early game because you get shots across. If you're playing from the north side, you get shots across here on things crossing here, and you also can sit here and get shots on everything, all the heavies crossing here, and light their entire base from here. Well, you can't really do that too well from here because they're double bush. But if you like with matchmaking, if you get like an STB matched up against an Object 140, for example, where the STB has just the definitive hull down advantage here, he automatically wins that every time. And you're just going to win this just because you have an STB on it or something like that.
yeah.
I don't
And that's
honestly.
another part of World Tanks we could dive into and complain
Yeah.
about as well. Yep.
I actually like legitimately fucking hate maps that have like a mid where you have to YOLO it to like control it or something like that. That's why I never like I used to play lights and I would go for this, but when I started to realize that like you have to YOLO this and you have to get lucky because the people don't come here. You know, it's the same thing with Berlin, it's the same thing with Paris, and it's the same thing with mines and things like that. Like I stopped playing this. I started like going there for a light or going here for a light or things like that, or maybe taking this position because I realized that like, you know, you're just chancing, you're playing a bingo game basically.
Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, with that done, let's move on to the next map, which is Airfield. I hate this map.
Bruh.
Not gonna
We're
lie.
getting the terrible maps tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we'll get a couple more maps, and then the podcast will end on a little bit of a like summarization of how the campaign's gone so far. 'Cause we're trying to keep the podcast around an hour, just to not make it too long. That way people can listen to it, but it doesn't get too drawn out. So yeah, Airfield.
Trash.
When this map I think came out, this was fun
Yeah.
and felt really big brain because you could just bypass all this gay stuff. But then this kind of became over time gay as well, and so did this. And I mean, this up here was always kind of like that. And so then you kind of reluctantly went here and just played better, and that's really what you want. And then not to mention all of this stuff over here, having to constantly look at the light tank peeking you when you want to shoot these guys, but you can't because there's this guy, and it's like go away. I already have to worry about the arty sitting over here. I don't need you. So there's that. At least in randoms. For clan wars, stuff. So yeah, there's mine.
Yeah, I don't know. This game, the arty on this game really gets to me because you try to do anything significant over here and arty just nails you. You try to play here, arty just nails you, or like a T with heat from over here just yoinks into you, or they're sitting here or here and they just yoink into you. Yeah. It's a tough map, and playing over here in tank destroyers, you can get a lot of damage if they push under, but like if they don't push under, being useless, right? So like gotta rotate. Playing up here, if they don't push this, you're not gonna get a lot of shots, but you do have like a shot across the opening here if they do go to sit here. So like I don't know, you can do things. It's just it's a really I don't know, it's a
It's a
symmetrical
really
map that
awkward
I don't
battle.
like. Yeah, it's a symmetrical map that I don't really like too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
What
I
I hate
used
about
to like it back in the day, honestly. Back in like 2014, 15, this used to be like one of my favorite maps. I just shoved KB2 down here and just dirt
Yeah.
trash, bro.
Yeah, I love this part of it. That was a lot of fun, and this felt really
Mhm.
good. And then over time, which I'm guessing you're getting at as well, is that not so much. But
Yeah, now I mean, like, you go here, like, Artie sits back here, so he shoots that. And, like, they just have people camping here that just shit on that every time, dude.
Yeah, and that's more so of evolution of people understanding the map too. Like as people understand the map, places aren't going to be very fun to play anymore. Like when a map comes out and it's new and it's fresh and you find like some interesting spot, it's great, right? But eventually people are going to find out how to counter that and the map gets boring. And that's when the maps, they get old enough to where they need a refresh to where the map plays different so people learn different spots. And just some maps just aren't getting that anymore. It's just real old maps they're not getting around to. And a good example is one we talked about already is Mountain Pass. Like they haven't changed that for a while, and they aren't going to change it for a while because they're stuck on introducing new maps to the game instead of fixing the old ones.
yeah, well, we don't want them to do the thing where they just remove them, because that was an issue before, like some years ago when they removed a bunch of the old maps, like that cool Asian map and so of Dragon's Ridge or something, Valley or whatever, among others. They were like, well, just bring them back, or just leave them in the game available for training rooms, because again, like I mentioned before, training rooms, we were thirsting, dying for something entertaining to do that wasn't painful. And so I'd rather leave them in the game, but I mean, at least make it so it's not for random battles. And if you want to take time to work on them, instead of we're just gonna remove them. No one likes them. No one's playing them. We're just gonna remove it. Like no, don't take away content because you guys barely give us anything. Please, thank you.
Yeah. So what do you think?
something I really hate about Airfield is how like generally imbalanced it is, because if you like a lot of maps, they might have like a certain flank imbalance, but they have another imbalance in the opposite direction on another flank or something, so it generally kind of balances out. But like with Airfield, you have so many bullshit positions on this side. It's really like two. You have like two bullshit positions on that side that you just don't have. And really, you kind of have three. Like you could make an argument for this position that this side doesn't have because you can light down to this, and if you see people crossing and things like that, which you can't do from here. But like this is a main issue because you can
Yeah.
actually shoot onto their cap from here, and you can't do that from here. And you can also light the heavies permanently from here if you put a light tank there, and you can't do that from here. It's like there's no bush there. And I feel like this side just has a definitive advantage.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
And that could lead into our another topic we have at some point of that when you play your first game of the day, and for me, my first game is usually a victory, and then the next game is a loss, and it's like, is that planned? And after my many years, I'm going to say yes. I think that stuff is planned. They have the stats. They know when to give you a victory, when to give you a defeat. When you buy a new premium tank, guess what? Your first battle, usually a victory. That's a little weird. How do we do that? And your next game, a defeat. or maybe like the next one after is a victory, just to give you that initial hit of dopamine. Oh, look, you spent $60 on this tank. We're gonna let you win, and it'll make you feel good about yourself. Then we're gonna make you lose and make you want to win more. Get that other premium tank, you know. And so that is definitely part of it. So they probably have these maps designed slightly in favor of one side because the game has to end, right? They don't want it to last the full 15 minutes. They want the match to be over to keep you playing. Go, 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 go. So they choose, oh, okay, well, you've won 4 games in a row. That's a little too much. You're going to about a 55% win rate. We can't have that. We're going to put you on the other side. You're going to go over here on Airfield because there's a 40% or 60% chance you're going to lose because this side is just worse. And we're going to make sure this team has all the good players. So all that stuff comes together.
Yeah,
in
and
that.
that goes into like people wanting skill-based matchmaking and everything, and it's just let's be honest, World Tanks skill-based matchmaking probably not gonna happen.
I think it should, honestly, though.
There's going to what you said, Tubby Cat. There's actually a U.S. patent that Wargaming has on a matchmaker. It's U.S. number 8425330B1 on a matchmaker that prioritizes keeping your win rate at 50%. So if your win rate goes above 50%,
Yes.
it automatically matches you with like
Yes.
worse players
Yes.
on your team and better on the other team.
Yeah, people didn't believe that stuff for the longest time, but you could just tell from playing the game it was too obvious. And I mean, that stuff is real. I mean, it's very real. It's how they keep their company together. It's all about that money. It's just that stuff is super important. So definitely, I actually noticed a lot more in the Reddit post. That seems that that's something people figured out. It started to come to fruition more. So I guess that must have come up somewhere.
Yeah,
But that's great that you brought that up because I noticed that a long time ago. People are like, that's not a thing. It's like, come on, you can't tell me that isn't your first game every day a victory? Isn't your first like come on,
Yeah.
those examples like so.
yeah. I mean, there are ways to game the system. One of them is platooning with 2 other people that can help you carry a game. Because if you have 3 competent players in a game, you can win a game. You can just outright take a loss from a defeat and just turn it into a win. If you have 3 people who know what they're doing, you can carry a turd of a team and barely come out with a win. It just like you see people doing it all the time. There's people with like 80% win rates, and people are like, "Oh, they're hacking. They're doing something." No, they're not hacking. They're platooning with players they know that they can get the wins on. There are really, really good players at this team who are close to carrying games by themselves. They can definitely get it done with another or 2 other people. They can carry games. Of course, they're gonna lose. Maybe 1 or 2, whatever. There's some games where they just get shit pushed. You can't do anything about it. But majority of the time, players have gotten to a level where, for what, 8 years in, 9 years in, they've gotten to a level where most of them can understand how to do something. And even somebody like myself, who wasn't really very good at the game, I'm still not great at the game. Right now, I'm a purple recent player. I can go into a game and I can carry a game. If I get somebody on my team who knows what they're doing, we can go and we can win that game, even if it looks like it's a loss. And realistically, you can do this with people who are 2K win rate and above, or not 2K win rate, 2K win 8 and above. It's not like you can game the system. It's just that it tries so hard. Like RNG tries, and just Matchmaker tries.
They have so many variables to get you on that they're going to try to get you on. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it if the system fighting you. That's going to want to drag you down. And that's why you have to game as much as possible by platooning or buying the overpowered tanks or farming, your win 8 on tanks that have a better chance of being able to do so and all that stuff. And so when you know that, when you know the game is purposely cheating you, why are you still playing the game? You know? And so that's where my synopsis after 6 episodes of this podcast, my final conclusion to everybody was going to be stop playing World of Tanks like I did. I'm a beta tester from the closed beta. I have the MA4 2E4, one of the rarest tanks in the game still. I played since 2011 and I stopped. It's just too much. I care about the game. I was emotionally invested, spent tons of money. It just drains you. It's just never going to change. I take a month off, 2 months off, come back, exact same match. First game, someone's calling someone trash. It's like it never changes. I was just gone for almost 2 years. I just came back a couple days ago, started playing a couple games. Same thing. First game, victory, next game, loss. Done. It's the same shit every time. It hasn't changed. It's never changed over my entire course of playing this game. If you don't like what you hear and us talking about right now, get out now because it's never going to stop.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. You can see it in the premiums that they've been releasing. This with the alpha going up, the penetration kind of going up as well, and tier 8 premiums. It's just they're trying to make the game go faster and faster and faster, and then they're trying to use this excuse with artillery in particular that Arty prevents camping. Arty 9 out of 10 times will shoot the moving light tank, and it's so accurate now that it'll hit it or it'll stun it and do 500 damage while it misses it.
And that makes you want to lead to an even bigger brain topic of this is a Russian developer, and for the longest time, they wanted to do that whole engine update, but they didn't do it because the computers in Russia weren't good enough yet, unlike in the Western countries, because obviously Russians aren't as wealthy as, let's say, Americans. And so they kept up that graphics update until the Russians mostly had updated computers and could handle that kind of update. So they care about the Russian base more. And of course, there's maybe Russian developers, communists, but pretending not to be communists, and there are dealings with China and those game developers, and they want to make the game faster. What's a fast game? Mobile games. What makes a lot of money? Mobile games. What uses cheap tactics that we just talked about with the patents? Mobile games. And doing it like that makes a lot of money. So of course they want to speed the game up. And you got to think about where their head is. That they first of all they don't care about North American servers. That's why we get all the bad end of the stick. It's RUEUNA, and then we take all that into consideration. On top of everything else, it's only going to go further downhill because they don't listen to our opinions on it. They don't care about how we think about the game. It's all about dragging more and more of the Russian population into gaming, just like the Chinese are getting more into it. And now India's starting to come up into it as well. That's where the money is. We're long gone. America's dead to them. So if
Yeah,
you're
and
an American playing this game,
you can see it in competitive too. Even though competitive is starting to make a kind of a comeback with the community leagues, I think in real sense, for at least the next 2 to 3 years, Wargaming's not gonna do their own competitive type thing. Like, sure, they'll do maybe some stuff with clans, but other than that, they're not gonna do anything close to what the community league is. And it's good that we have people running the community league, right? Because players need that. They need that competitive feeling. But at the same time, the game has 25% RNG on pretty much everything. So there's also a non-skill aspect to it.
yeah.
All right. Well, now that rant is over with, how about we go to the next map?
How far are we into this already? 'Cause I feel like we're coming up on an hour really fast.
Yeah, we got about
We got
13
plans.
minutes. Ooh, Berlin. I don't think you've played on this map yet, Tubby.
Yikes, dude.
Berlin? Is it
Got
yikes?
like 3 of my least favorite maps.
I mean, when you wanted to go alphabetically, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably haven't.
I'm starting to
But
realize my least favorite maps are all the first alphabetically. It's interesting.
it looks like this is a really sad place to be, and probably everybody's over here, and a few risky
Yep.
people like to take this route real quick, and that's it.
Yeah, more or less. Mediums usually play over here with light tanks. TDs
Okay.
play up onto here.
It's hard to see the deformations. I guess there's little cheeky little depth things for the light tanks and medium tanks to touch each other in. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Artillery primarily just sits over here. Heavy tanks play in this area on the outside. On the inside, gun tanks with gun depression play in here. I don't know. This map is I really don't like it. It's really
I'm guessing it's not
bland.
very big. It looks like it has the potential to be unique. It's probably just based upon where their spawns are. Like this spot interests me because in World of Tanks, I enjoy choke points because choke points force teamwork, and this game needs teamwork and community bonding. And so, choke points and holding these two positions and working together to hold that and forcing randoms to kind of do. I enjoy those kind of moments, and this you can go through here. I mean, this looks cool. I would like it maybe if you spawned here and they spawned there, and maybe that could force some new dynamics on the map. But if you're doing this, probably not. So, it probably needs to be bigger too.
Yeah, it's a pretty big map, I think, actually, right?
It's generally the same size as every
Jesus.
map, yeah. It's fairly like this is very open down here too.
Yeah, this is a lot. This space right here is a lot bigger than what it looks on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a really big Rain play usually is just to go into the mid here because you could farm on anything that comes down this. You can also shoot out this. Like this bunker here, you can go in.
Is this a building or is this concrete wall or something?
That's concrete wall. You
That's
can
a
go
wall,
inside
yeah.
this right here.
Oh,
It
that's
offers
cool.
crossfire from pretty much every side of the map because you can
yeah.
kind of like if you're in a light tank, if there's something spotted here, you can kind of get to this window and fire on it. You can also fire onto like this angle. You can fire onto this angle. You can
Yeah,
fire
that's
onto
cool.
this
I'd
angle if you
go there.
want.
I like to go to those positions because I play the game. Well, I hate myself, so I just kind of like go there just for the hell of it because whatever. And so I would just go there and see what I can make happen. So I would do that for sure.
Yeah, if you have a good turret, it's usually good to play. If if you're decently fast and you have a good turret, playing in here is really is a good option because, like you said, it has shots on pretty much everywhere. Playing over here is tricky because like these can shoot across to each other. These are open, so you can shoot across to each other. These have lanes across to each other. It's so I don't know, it's so peaky pokey, and the fact that Artie can hit all of it is just like I don't know.
Well, how does this dynamic up here turn out? What goes on up here?
If
It
you have a
doesn't really.
if you have a tank up here, it controls this. Like it controls them from pushing up too far here. Like having a tank here just will block this.
You don't really get any like shots into here. Or anything?
Not really, no.
Not
Unless
so
somebody
much.
pushes, if they like, if you were to push up to here and be dumb and poke on this, you could fire on it. But other than that, not
Yeah.
really. It just blocks them from pushing.
Yeah, because from either side, you really can't get any further than this. If they have
Yeah.
something here or over here, like you gotta, there's this hold downs you gotta play over here, and you can keep them from pushing up like far here. But like that's really the only thing.
Okay.
And Artie sits like directly back here, so
And that's really far down set too. That's like 20 feet down or something like that.
Jeez. Okay.
So it's very like you have to like come right up on it if you want to light something down there.
yeah. And like there's bushes back in here too. Like I was for the long, like I went back there in an EBR once, and I'm like, why am I getting spotted, and why can't I spot what's there? It turns out there was an Artie in the bushes back here,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't
Where
spot
does
them.
where does that already go? Up here, or does already go down here?
They
It's up
usually
here.
play in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
this
is a
side over.
bridge too,
Yeah,
right there.
this side isn't as developed as this side for artillery. Sometimes you'll
Mhm.
see Artie come down here.
What I hate about the mid is it's another example of like what I was talking about with Mines, Paris, and like Abbey and things like that. Is you have to like if you want to go there in a light tank at the beginning of the game, you kind of have to YOLO it and hope that you don't find anything there.
Exactly. So
Kind of weird, but it does. It's a very important position.
what I've been doing in my EBR on this map is I usually just kind of run this and come around because
Mhm.
people aren't really looking for it right away. So you'll generally get a spot of anything that's coming here. You also spot stuff moving this way, and you can reliably get out of there. Maybe you take one shot, but you can reliably get out of there and go do something else. So
Yeah,
What I really
this makes me
hate.
think of probably a reason why they removed all those fun climbs and stuff because it was another way to fight the system on those maps that they wanted you to lose on that one side, but because you used the climb, you could win instead, and they didn't like that. But continue, sorry.
oh no, it's fine. I was really just done with that saying there because like when
I
I
think
play
someone
this
else
map,
was gonna make a comment.
I oh well when I play this map I generally go over here or like EBR I go like this, or play mid here. Like this side of the map I rarely play.
Mhm. What I hate about light tank gameplay on this is if you want to run these trenches right here, which is kind of what you would do in a light tank. Generally, there is a bush right here, and there's not a bush here. There are no bushes on this side, and there's a bush there. And so you can passive from this and light everything here, but if you try to light anything here, you just get free farmed. And it's painful.
This is more than 50 meters across. Isn't this proxy? I thought it was proxy.
Well, you can proxy that, but like there's a bush there, and so you won't be lit by things here. But if you're here, this lights you like 9 times out of 10. If there's not a light tank
I
there.
got you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Star, you're pretty quiet. What do you guys say?
So it sounds like this is the side of the map that wins the most, and this is the losing side.
I don't know. I
There's-
usually win a lot on this side.
There's a cheeky window right here that can like fire, like not really right there, but it's somewhere like around here that can fire on things when they're not like realizing you're there and you don't have the same thing.
There's like a window. Like I usually come up like through here, and I get a shot into like whatever heavy's coming here. Then I come up this way. Like you can sit here and you can spot most of this, and like you can put fire into this bunker that you guys are talking about. And then like anybody who tries to like YOLO across, because you get like medium, just kind of shove it here to try to spot tank destroyers. So this guy here can just farm. but like I like this spot, and this window you talked about, Sol, is pretty good. But I personally like this side better because like I feel like it's easier, like because you spawn here, and so you just rush across the bridge in medium, you come this way, and like they're heavies, like you can sit like right here, like pre-aim, and like they'll come in, you just shoot and then pull up. It's so easy, dude.
Okay.
I know. I feel like this spawn, like you're farther away to get into this spot than this.
Okay. Interesting.
The bridges are all weird because, like, when you spawn in, it disorientates you which way you want to go. So, like, a lot of times I'll find myself starting to go this way, but I really actually need to go this way. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
another
yeah.
another good one is which direction they spawn you, which side they spawn you on. Like in the encounter game modes where there's two spawns, I think that's what it is. They spawn most of the team on one side and a couple on the other side because they want them to split up. They want one side to lose and one side to win to have a team lose and win and so forth. That's another way they just like what you talked about, Rocket, is they try to jip the match and lead you down a path that they want you to go, but the one you shouldn't take. So they do that stuff too on purpose.
I think
Yeah.
they need to just rework this whole like from like here down. Just redo all this. This is garbage down here.
It's
Honestly,
like Camp Fest. It's
Yeah.
the same thing as Paris. You just sit in bush, and the first person to push loses.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's
really
bad.
is.
Nothing down here. Like you have bushes. That's it. There's nothing cool down here.
Yep. A lot of things also people don't realize about tanks in general is like your spawn actually plays like your spawn point actually plays a very big role in where you can get to and how fast and if you're going to take a shot getting there or not. So like a lot of people don't realize that, but it comes into play in Clan Wars a lot. So like some people should look at that too. Like sometimes you get spawned in a really bad spawn, but you're playing a 260 that's supposed to rush a certain corner, but you're going to take a shot getting there, or you're going to get spotted getting there because you got the very back spawn instead of like a mid or forward spawn, right? Where you
Are
won't
you
get spotted.
are you hinting at Clan Wars conspiracies?
No, that's just it happens to everybody, but
I'm
yeah,
getting down south and Westfield with the heavy.
yeah, that's
Like,
rough. That is actually rough.
why? Especially in Clan Wars, dude. I can tell you how many times like pretend like this is Westfield, like all heavies up here, and you have that one like E100 down here, so he's like climb the fucking hill. It's
Yeah,
like
that's tough.
pointless, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, how's campaign been going for you guys? It's about that time, so we should go on to that.
Soul.
No, you first. No.
Yeah, campaign's great. I love not playing and working every day. It's nice, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Am I the only one that's playing campaign here?
No, I am too.
Oh, you are too. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Campaign's been going great, honestly. Fine's definitely a good place to be. I feel like because I came from like a shitter clan and I moved to Exiles, and then came here, and so I've only been in like 3 clans that have ever done anything competitive, and Fines is definitely
Yeah, I
good
heard
place.
in the last podcast you guys did the whole dynamic and just the face of Clan Wars changed with all these new clans cropping up and Mahu losing players and players moving around all over the place. It's a lot more diverse this time around in that regard, which is probably leading to those experiences, and it's definitely going to be a better experience as it should be in Clan Wars this time around as the skill is spread out more. Of course, that'll change afterwards when the top dogs are decided, everyone goes there, and then it'll go back to the way it was. But for now, it should be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And like I don't know, campaign's going all right for me. We had a really good first day. Second day was okay. Yesterday was Today we kind of lost a lot, but that's all right. I actually started calling for NHF today. For the third team, so I'm kind of rusty, but I'm getting back into it. I won a couple games, lost more, but it is what it is. I start coming back to it. I think my calling will start to get better again, and we'll end up being all right. There's always things in campaigns. People not listening to calls. Some people don't have situational awareness on a map, but that's fine as long as you can take them and show them what is going on or what they should be doing or whatever. You go into a training room and explain things, or you tell them. It's not bad. You know what I mean? So like my experience with the campaign so far is meh. It's okay. And the fact that the only tank I can get is the new Italian one, it's okay. Like that's really the only reason I'm playing campaign is because there's a new tank. So
I mean, I haven't like played, but like at work, like I can put my phone up and watch streams and stuff. It definitely looks better like this time around. Like last season, it was like 2, 3 clans. You had Chai, Give Up, and fucking Mehu, but like now you got Yujo's back in it. Like Give Up, you got Cracked, like
Jacked.
yeah, as well, Jack now, but Aster. Like you
Jack
have so
isn't
many
doing too
clans.
well, actually. They're not doing great.
They're actually throwing, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like you still have like all these top clans versus where it's like 3, so it's like it's a lot more interesting to like watch. See like it's not the same team winning. You know what I'm saying? Like people
Right.
take games against each other.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like even the lower clans, I feel like they've gotten some good players into there, or like better callers, because they can take games off of some of the higher end clans more often than what they used to be able to do. And I think it just comes out of the player base shrinking and just the
Yeah.
skill base going up.
Yeah, I was gonna say this might be a symptom of the lack of diversity that there was prior. All these top clans were getting bored. Like, how will we shake things up? How will we go here and make our own thing and do this and that to try to inject some enjoyment into their experience? That's probably why this has happened because it was getting boring being at that stalemate. So they want to try to mix things up because the game isn't doing it for them, so they have to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the bad players just got better. Like I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're right. Like the winners get tired of winning, so like they go and make another clan, so they have like competition. But I feel like majority of the players like got better. You know what I'm saying?
It
It would be
happens.
interesting to have some stats on how many people have left the game because it's possible with the mindset this game has had that we've just chewed out and chased away all the people who were bad, and now the people who remain are the ones who were improving or were already going to be good to begin with, and that's just whole who remains. That's what we're starting to see come up now because they finally got their stats to that point where they can be in those clans, especially with this new environment. The clans are looking for people. They're starting to notice that there's more of them. It'd be interesting to see how many people have left the game because XVM they just got shit on all the time for being red or orange or something. So, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tubby, do you want to go on your past Clan Wars campaign experiences since you don't really have any new ones?
Um. So I was in a bad clan like Sol I believe said he was in very competitive clans. I in the beginning of my World Tanks career I did a little bit of that, but not so great clans. Um, then I joined Courage. That's where I met Rocket. Um, and that's when the competitive stuff really started to take off. There's a couple other ones before. I know you join one for like a month and you leave, go to another one. That kind of happened for a little bit there. Um, and then I think the first tank I got was the VK. Me and Rocket both picked the VK together. Um, and I got the 121B when it first came, and some other ones. I missed getting the 907 and stuff because Rocket played more than I could, or at least more than I wanted to, because I was going through death throes with the game of not wanting to play and so forth. But I was there for like the time with the T22, and that was a thing. I got that. Rocket, of course, has that, which I think obviously everybody knows that. But so I mean, that was my Clan Wars experience. Never was part of Maho or any like G or any of those people. I was able to get my stats overall to 2000, so I'm light blue finally. After all the years I've been playing this game, um, and I think I have purple overall or purple recents still. I mean, obviously my most recent games are like depressing tier 5 matches because I got back on, played a game, realized it was a bad idea downloading it again, and then uninstalled right afterwards. So they probably don't look that good, and like this like I don't know the weeklies or whatever, but not a bad player. Just the game isn't for it's just not fun. It's not worth it anymore. But, I mean that's been my Clan Wars experience. Of course, Rocket led his own clan, and I of course followed along because he's my friend. So he did a good job leading, calling out the shots, and we had fun doing our own thing. And I think we did pretty good. We had our victories against the top clans, and it was enjoyable. And we were able to win tanks for a good chunk of our people, which I think was a good achievement for back then when it wasn't as diverse and there was the top three always beating you down. Being able to get tanks for people who weren't as nearly as skilled, of course, because we aren't going to get the cream of the crop, right? Um, was definitely worth it, and I hope he does it again in the future. Because I think I might play if he does Pubby again, a campaign.
Oh, come back of Pubby. I've been thinking about restarting it.
People in chat, I logged on. I take a look, and Rags talking about, oh, is Rocket coming back? Like people, I'm like, I can't believe people are talking about it. Like I don't know how they don't know. Like you just like left them in the dark or something. I'm like, what is he doing? But yeah, people are talking about it in the clan wars, the clan chat over here. Like if you were gonna come back and start a Pubby for the clan wars, I'm like, not sorry guys. But no one even said anything. Like, oh, Tubby, you're back. Like no one. Okay, whatever. But so yeah,
Yeah.
they
Well,
were
I
talking
mean, my alt account's the commander over there.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, there's talk about making it the sub clan to NHF. I don't know how far that's gonna go, but if it goes through, yeah, I'd definitely be interested in starting it again. They talk about changing the name, but like, obviously, Pubby's still in heart. We're gonna have the dabbing Squidward still, so like,
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, it has to. I don't want to lose the Squidward. I would have played the campaign, but I didn't want to have to leave and then wait and then join. I would have done it with you guys because why not? You know, it's fine, but it's just not worth it. The game isn't worth that effort right now. So if it does become a sub clan, I'll play some clan wars again. Why not?
oh yeah, it looks like we have something to do. Star, you gonna come
What?
join? You gonna come join if we restart Pubby?
$20 is $20, dude.
Okay, all right.
I
I
will see.
think
Like, we'll see.
I think we have a friend group that would be interested in doing it. To be honest.
Yeah, I miss everyone. It was great seeing Leopard and everyone else online and talking to Rag. So I mean, I miss everybody. It'd be fun to do it again.
I still keep in touch with them sometimes. I don't know. It's just like every time I've started Pubby after the second time, it's just gone down in skill. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If I'm gonna restart it, I want to restart it right to where the recent requirement is at least 2K, and we actually hit that. You know what I mean?
I know, but I told you this before that Pubby's really always been it grew from our connections from the training rooms, and it's always been a friend who knows a friend, and not all our friends are amazing players, but those are the ones who we can get. And so it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna happen again because that's just what Pubby is.
Yeah.
Unless we can make some type of achievement to where we attract other people outside of Pubby. I mean, who knows if you've made new friends or not? And since then, who know friends of friends who can convince them to come or pay them $20, right? And then Pubby could be something more. Because if Pubby starts off something more, then it attracts more. But if it starts here, then it's kind of hard to get there. Blah blah blah. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I still think it's worthwhile because we still get people tanks. We've already gone through it so many times. Each time should get a little bit easier. So
Yeah, I would like to think that I'm a better caller than what I was before as well. So I don't know. Obviously, I'm rusty right now, but I get on rusty, I might be good again. So we'll see. I'll see what it is. But yeah, definitely something to think about. And we are over the 1 hour mark, so I think it's just about time that we end the podcast for today. So you guys got any closing words?
stop playing World of Tanks. Save yourself. Save yourself while you can. It's not worth
Stress ain't worth it, man.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just imagine stressing over a video game. Breaking your keyboard or your monitor over a video game.
Sorry, you're not somebody to be saying that, man.
Oh, bro, I speak from experience, man.
I mean, to be honest, there really isn't any other video games I could suggest you go to because everything is painful and depressing in its own way. But World of Tanks even more so. It's just don't invest too much that you can
Play
afford.
like Candy Crush.
It's
Not painful.
Tetris,
Mobile
guys.
gamers unite.
I play World of Tanks Blitz. It's actually balanced.
Yeah,
Actually, Blitz
seven
is
on
a fun
seven
game.
is enjoyable.
If it didn't make me motion sick, I'd play
Blitz is
Blitz more.
fun.
Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. There's a like the skill gap. I feel like is a lot bigger. There's a lot more like higher unit comes and a lot lower like players in Blitz
Yes.
than PC. Because I've played more on Blitz than I have on PC because I started on Blitz and like it's easier to influence a 7-on-7 match than it is a 15-on-15, and so you
Yeah.
can find people with 80% win rates on Blitz.
Going from PC to Blitz is easier than going from Blitz to PC.
Yeah.
So, like, you'll find Unicums in Blitz. A lot of times are Unicums on tanks. Or not, well, you know what I mean, on PC. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I gotta go talk to Nova. So, I'm gonna wrap this up here for us. But, yeah. I had a good podcast. I'm not sure if you guys had a good podcast.
It was fun.
Always, man. It's
Yeah.
always fun.
It's always great being able to talk about how painful World Tanks has been and trying to save people.
It's a vibe, dude. It's a total vibe.
We
It
should
is.
make a shirt for Tubby. World of Tanks Savior. Don't play the game on the back of it.
True. I mean, Rocket knows I've been trying to get him to stop playing this game for a long time. I just kind of gave up. So I've been saying these things for a while now. So I've been trying to save people.
Yes, he has.
I'm
Alright.
leading by example by not being on it.
Yep. Okay, well. Alright, guys. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Usually we do these on Tuesdays, but the campaign is around, so next week might be a bit of a shuffle as well. But after that, we'll be back to doing it on Tuesday. It'll be uploaded to YouTube on Wednesdays. This will be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow, or later today, since it's 1:16 in the morning for me. But, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and we will see you guys later.
Bye.